I want to start off by talking about what famous sociologist C. Wright Mills talked about as the sociological imagination. He said the sociological imagination is most fruitful between two spheres, the sphere of troubles and the sphere of issues. Troubles are our personal troubles, our personal experiences, our relationships with other people. And issues are things that are social, structural, and historical. But within every issue, there are many troubles. And today, at this conference, what I think we are hoping to do is bring together what is a major social issue and all of the troubles that are a piece of that social issue, and that is our personal experiences as caregivers and how the two intersect with each other. The issue is that a very large proportion of our population, an increasing number and proportion of the American population, is elderly. And there are no, basically, no setups, no structure in this society for taking care of elderly people for the length of time that many of us are going to have to do that. As the baby boom enters into middle age, millions of us are being abruptly thrust into the role of taking care of our elderly parents. And 9 million Americans are what we call the sandwich generation. They're both taking care of their parents, and they're also taking care of their children under 18. So they are the growing group of American middle-aged people who are taking care of both children and parents at the same time. The National Family Caregivers Association estimates that there's another 16 million family caregivers in the United States who aren't raising children, but they're still taking care of their elderly parents. And in addition, there's about 40 million Americans between 40 and 64 who in the very near future are either going to have to take care of one or both parents or an in-law or other elderly relative in the near future. Now, caregiving is a very broad category. Caregiving can be guardianship, or it can be legal responsibility. It could be financial management. It could be taking care of the daily aspects of daily living, such as feeding somebody or helping them get dressed in the morning. It could be doing housework, taking care of meals for them, making sure their laundry gets done, making sure there's food in the refrigerator. Or it can be giving emotional support on a regular basis, or being a companion. Or it can be calling every day to check in and make sure that somebody is safe and sound and has eaten and has taken their medication. As more and more people are living to the oldest ages in the United States, they're developing multiple chronic illnesses such as arthritis, diabetes, osteoporosis, and senile dementia. While the total population of the United States between 1990 and 2000 increased 13%, the population of people over 85 increased 38%. So this is the largest growth segment in our population. And half of the people who are over 85 need help carrying out at least one of the activities of daily life, such as eating, bathing, going to the bathroom, getting dressed in the morning, getting in and out of bed. So more than 1/3 of them are depending on an adult child to help them. Now, medical advances have transformed many acute diseases into chronic ones. My grandparents all died in their 60s. You know, they had a heart attack, they were dead. But now you have a heart attack and they give you a pill as soon as you get to the emergency room, you know, or an aspirin, and you survive the heart attack, and you could live for 30 years after you've had several heart attacks. Cancer, which we used to think of cancer as something that you get it and you're dead. Nowadays, cancer has become a chronic disease, and people are living 20 and 30 years with cancer. Therefore, what we find is there is a 35% increase in the number of people who are over 100 years old because we keep increasing longevity. Now, this increase in longevity means that 70-year-olds are taking care of their 90-year-old parents. And the period of caregiving is much longer. We're not talking about your parents living with you for a couple of years and then they die, or they're living on their own and you're making sure that they're okay, but you're watching them very carefully for a few years. We're talking about 10 or 20 years, perhaps, of taking care of an elderly parent.